Today I'm going to do a review of some products that are in the news and you might be interested in, and that is masks. I'm not going to get into politics of whether you wear or don't wear a mask. That's up to you. I follow what the CDC guidelines are, what the experts, the epidemiologists and virologists, and what my personal physician tells me I should do, and I make my choice based upon that. Also, you might be living in an area like I am that's under mask laws. There's executive orders that have been signed by governors and mayors saying that you have to wear masks in certain situations, in certain places, and that's currently what we're under. I've been wearing a mask of one kind or another since March. There's a lot of masks out there. If you're online, you probably see ads for them all over the place. And what mask is right for you and what mask is good, bad, or indifferent, that's hard to say. And anyone that's pitching their mask isn't going to tell you anything is wrong with it or anything is bad about it or anything that you might be interested in. Whereas I've bought a bunch of different masks and to try to find the right one, and I'll give you my opinion on them. Let's start with a basic mask. This is a disposable mask. This particular one is made by Coast Industries. I have their flashlights. I use their flashlights all the time. I didn't know they made masks, but this is the DS100 mask. It's disposable. 3 layers. Has a nose bridge built into it, which is nice. Little ear loops. But I still get fogging issues because it doesn't quite seal as nicely around, and when I exhale, I fog up my glasses. That's a big problem with masks, is fogging glasses. The CDC guidelines say that you should wear at least a cloth covering of some kind. I have a friend of mine who makes this. This is called the Cully mask. Matches my shirt. She makes them in all kinds of different designs. This does not have a filter pocket and it does not have a nose bridge in it, but it's a good basic mask. I've used these to cover up something like the disposable mask. This one fits snugger because the ear loops are a little bit tighter, a little bit better fit. But there's a lot of people that were doing DIY projects that were making masks of all kinds of different kinds, and a basic cloth mask like this and any kind of different pattern is available. Since I'm a Batman fan, I bought a bunch of them off of her in different styles, and she's got all kinds of different stuff. She made a couple of flamingo ones, and I got those for my wife. Another one, a DIY mask that I just got. This is Figment from the Epcot Pavilion at Disney World. And this one does have a wire bridge, and probably the strongest wire bridge I've seen in a mask. I don't know what they got in there, but it's pretty thick and it's pretty solid. Once it's in place, it stays in place. There's also a filter pocket where you can put a filter inside there. This appears to be a single layer mask or double layer mask because they have a liner. The ear loops are very short on this particular mask. Christy made this mask for me, and it is very tight. But once it's in place, it is solid. Problem is, the ear loops are so tight they make my ears look like Dumbo. They pull down on my ears. But I like Figment, and I had one of these made up for me. Probably the most common kind of mask you see out there, and I've seen this mask marketed by several different sites. They call it a sports mask. It comes with a filter. The filter is maybe 3-ply at that. It's very thin, very flimsy. You assemble it. It does not come with the vents on it or the filter in it. Mine came in a bag. It was like a Ziploc bag. It has ear loops plus a Velcro strap across the back. So this one is a very thin mesh. I don't know what you can see through. Yeah, you kind of see my face through it, so you can see how thin the material is there. Put this on. It's okay as far as fit. It does have a nose bridge, a little clip on it. Hard to see because it's black on black, but it is there. I still got fogging with this, principally because it's very, very thin material up here. so it's going to let your breath escape. When I first got it, the filters just had this kind of a weird smell to them. I don't know what that meant. But one of the things I don't like about this mask is when I go to look up, the way this puts in the back, it pulls up against the back of your neck. You can adjust the Velcro to how you like. It's an okay mask, and now I've seen them in different colors. But this mask is available online for a variety of different people. I forgot what site I got this particular one from. One of the things I wanted in a mask is I wanted it to be comfortable. It had to be reusable, and it had to prevent fogging of glasses. Unfortunately, a lot of the masks out there don't prevent fogging of glasses. I found this mask. This mask comes with a 5-layer filter. That's a pretty good sized filter in there. And it's different in that it's not a fabric. It's more like almost like a neoprene here. It's a rubbery kind of feeling to it. And it has a Velcro in the back, but no ear straps. It's got a huge nose piece here to hold it in place. And this was from Templarin. Think of Knights Templar. They have all kinds of different designs. This is the Florida flag with the U.S. flag. And this mask fits very snugly. And because it's got more of a neoprene than cloth, it seals really well. And I do not get mask fogging very much on this mask at all. I got 2 of them. I got the second one I got from Templarin, and it has a nice skull on the face of it. Because one of the other things I wanted about a mask is I wanted something that had a little bit of style. As long as I have to wear a mask, it might as well be good. One of the masks that a lot of people have talked about is the N95 mask. Now this is an official N95 mask. N95 is an industrial certification. It also has a medical certification, but it has to go through FDA, an additional FDA approval to be medically certified. The FDA has waived that during the coronavirus pandemic so that they can get more of these masks out to professionals, first responders, and what have you. It's made by 3M. It has a NIOSH rating on it, which most of the masks out there don't have any kind of NIOSH rating or OSHA rating or even an ANSI rating on it. NIOSH is the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health. OSHA is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, and ANSI is the American National Standards Institute. 98% of the masks out there that you get or see online don't have any kind of rating for anything at all. The N95 rating by NIOSH will tell you that it is rated to block 95% of the particulates that are out there. One thing that makes the N95 masks different is they don't have an ear loop. They've got 2 bands, and you usually see people wearing these incorrectly because of the second band on the bottom. But the way you would do it is you got 1 band across the back, goes under your ears, and the other band goes over the top over your ears. It gives a pretty decent seal. It's easy to breathe. It's got an extended nose piece that comes out over your nose from the way it's designed, the way it's cut. Most cloth masks, you feel a lot of hot air when you're exhaling into the mask, and you do a little bit with this, but that's because the mask drops right off the end of your nose, right down to your chin. This sticks out. This sticks out far from my chin a little bit. They are available, but they're not readily available. I got this off of the secondary market. I got this off of eBay from a seller on eBay was selling them. And that's the genuine N95 masks. You'll also see masks that are rated as KN95. And the reason it has a KN95 is just like we have NIOSH and OSHA and ANSI as our standards, the Chinese have their standards as well. So the equivalent N95 mask to the Chinese standards is KN95. Several countries have their own rating systems for stuff like this. This particular mask, as you can see, is made in China. It's got Chinese markings on it. But again, this is a genuine 3M N95 mask that is out there. Probably the best mask, and the mask that I had initially when this whole thing started, was something I bought years ago for painting. This is what they call a respirator, and the N95s are called respirators as well because they're not just masks, because they're rated. This is also a 3M product. This is a 6300. This is an older version. The exhaust port is behind this cover piece here, and it comes out through here. There's a port right there. This is a half face piece respirator, and it's got different filters that you can put on. They snap on. They are bayonet filters. You just take them on and off. And there's different types of filters for different types of applications. And it's got a great rubber seal around it and a little clip on the back. Now I taped my clip in place because I got sick of putting it on and off, but I just hang this over my neck, draw the straps through it, over the back of the head, and now I look like Darth Vader. These are P100 filters. These will filter out 99.98% of everything, just about, whether they're for vapor or other fumes or other things that are out there. There's different types of filters that are out there that you can get for this. I started wearing this initially, and people would look at me like, man, that's the real deal. You got a solid mask. But it's tough as far as conversations goes. In my job, I don't have to talk a lot, but I do have to talk to customers sometimes when the store is open. And then I have after hours that I have to deal with. Again, these are NIOSH rated filters. There's the ratings on the side there. Right, it says NIOSH on it. And there are different types of filters for different types of applications. This is probably the best mask that's out there. It is an industrial grade mask that's out there. Other things that are out there are what are called face coverings. For years, I used a product by SA Fishing, and these were face shields. And I've worn these for several years because of sun, mostly. They're neck gaiters for the most part, but they can also pull them up for face shield. They're a tube, different styles, different patterns. I would normally wear them like this around my neck to keep the sun off my neck, but if you pull the head up, the top to the chin, and then you pull this up like this, and you got a back of the boat. The tough part is trying to talk with it, getting adjusted. You still have a bit of a gap here, so you still have a little bit of fogging. Not as much because this is a thin material, and when you exhale, it goes out more as opposed to coming up through it. But these are by SA Fishing, and the other part is Alpha Defense is the other name that they go by. There's also these that you'll see out there. Now these are a little bit different. One thing I like about these is the low cut on them, because I would always, on the other ones, they would pull up on my neck, and I would always have like a burn spot where it would pull through. Whereas these, I can tuck them under the shirt, and I don't have that issue. They also have ear loops, which will hold them up, whereas these other ones would just hang down, especially towards the end of the day. But put these on. They don't seal across the nose. There's no nose piece here to seal them. It's all fabric. There's a lot of fogging with something like this because there's nothing there to put it on. But it's a quick, easy. It's easy to talk through, obviously, because of the thin material. It will protect as far as it doesn't protect from the virus coming in. None of the masks, unless there are NIOSH rated masks, have any real protection from the virus getting into the material because of the porous material of the fabric. But this is easy to use. I actually use a combination at work. I use these, something like this, and I wear it down around here. And then I have this particular mask is my favorite mask right now. I use this one a lot. And I walk like this. Now, when I'm by myself in the store, because I work overnight, I usually pull it down because I'm not near anybody when customers are gone. If anyone comes around, I can always flip it up like this to have some protection, or I could pull the whole thing up and have the whole mask back on when I'm out. But this is how I typically work at night. And that's my little review of masks. There's all kinds of stuff out there. There's various different ones that are around. I've got one. This one is by Ghost Circus Apparel. This one was an interesting one, and that it's a pleated type of mask. It's got a very thin nose piece in it. Gives a lot of good coverage. It says it doesn't fog, but it does. It wasn't as bad. I was able to do some breathing exercises and keep it from fogging too badly. But that's what a basic pleated mask is. This is by Mask Club. Before I found Cully making Batman masks, I found this online and ordered it. It took several weeks for it to come in. But it's by Mask Club. They've got all kinds of different designs, licensed properties and what have you. It is no filter in it. It's a simple mask. Does not prevent any kind of fogging, but it's like any of the other masks, and they're offering for a decent deal. One of the ones I saw online that I found was interesting was by Stark's Vacuum, and I think it's Portland, Oregon. I think it's where they're from. And they've got this little flap that comes up for a nose bridge that's supposed to prevent the fogging. So you wear it like this, and the idea is your glasses are going to sit down in it up below the mask. It's a fabric mask. It's got a great fit to it. It doesn't fog as much, I guess, depending on the type of glasses that you have and your bridge on your glasses. I still get a little bit of fogging with this. But this is by Stark's Vacuum, and now they're offering them in all kinds of different colors. They do not have a filter inside them for the filter pocket inside them. They're just ply masks, but a decent quality mask that's out there. And that's about it for masks. Any questions? Leave questions. And I hope you guys have a good day and stay safe out there. Bye.